For years my company had this ultra-specific rule about file naming on our internal server. Every document had to start with a 4-digit code that only one department was allowed to assign. The problem is that this department works from a different country and their time zone is 9 hours ahead of us. If you needed a code after their shift ended, you just had to wait until the next day. It was annoying but manageable until they introduced a new system where every task had to be logged immediately or it would auto-close as incomplete. Basically, you couldn't finish the task until you had the code and you couldn't mark it as pending either. Last week I got assigned a sudden rush task at 4 p.m. The document had to be submitted within an hour. I sent a request to the naming team asking for a code, got the auto reply saying they were offline until morning. Normally I would just improvise, add a temporary name and fix it later, but 2 months ago I got written up for doing exactly that. So I just sat there staring at the clock. When my supervisor came by 20 minutes later and asked why nothing was uploaded yet, I explained the situation. He told me to just rename it myself and deal with the naming team later. I politely reminded him that this was the exact action I had been written up for and I couldn't take that risk again. He told me to follow policy. So I did. I logged the task as blocked waiting for proper file code. The system automatically marked the task as failed at the deadline, and because it was a high priority client, the system instantly forwarded the failure to upper management. By the next morning, 3 different managers were blowing up the naming team asking why they didn't respond. Naming team responded with a screenshot of my original request timestamped earlier, explaining their shift hours. The blame circle started spinning so fast I swear you could feel wind. 2 days later, new rule appeared silently in our handbook. If the naming team is offline, employees may create temporary codes that follow a simplified format. No apologies, no acknowledgements, but the rule changed. And all it took was me sitting still and following their own policy word for word.